Hello everybody, we are here with the Zero Torque Racing League at Atlanta Motorspeedway. We're here for the first time tonight. Seeing Ted Gamble on the track, Ted Gamble Jr. He's 45-14 Ford Mustang, but we're here for the second race of the regular season. After Carson Youngblood won the season opener at Daytona, we go right back to the plate tracks, just a kind of a different style of plate racing, more of an older style of plate racing, with a little bit more of car handling, not as big runs, not as much all over the place, but still at the end of the day, plate racing, and plate racing is so chaotic. But we're here in qualifying, we're following the 45 machine here, watching his lap times. Down the back stretch, it's 45 car. There he goes. And Gamble to the front. Ted Gamble did not race the season opener. He's right now the fastest car on the racetrack, but still a lot of cars to go. Here's Chris. That's a very green race car. He goes third quickest. Bridge second. Wesley Briggs second quickest in the 81 machine. A lot of cars going all over the place. I'm watching Brian Matthews. He's getting up to 45 at Gamble. One of the first cars to set his lap time. He still has it. And Chavez with a solid lap. Chavez to second on the board. Second on the charts. Just 1/100th off a pole. Millam to fifth in the 47. Here's Brian Matthews starting his qualifying run. Matthews, first lap, I believe that was his first lap right there. Oh, and Gletfelter to the front. He sets the quick time. Gamble will lose his quick time. Not sure, yeah, I believe that was a startup lap for the 28 machine. See what he can do here. Off of corner number 4. What can the 28 Buffalo Trace machine do? Ooh, 16th. Wondering if he didn't dip below the yellow line there. Oh, right! King right to the front. Pole time. Big time lap. Carson Youngblood to third. Can he get a bit more out of this race car? Can Brian Matthews? A little bit. Moves himself to 12. Spots better. Austin Norris was able to slot into third there. Good amount of cars. Still not going. Here's Robert Tester in the 22 Ford Mustang. Still a lot of cars to go. Not much time left. Only a minute left on the clock to put a session lap time down. This is not a great lap here for Robert Tester, and this is a very different looking race car than what it usually is here. Tester P17. Not a great lap there from Robert Tester. Drew Kuhn out on the racetrack, the serial killer. Drew Kuhn, what can he slot in? Ooh, 16th, so a slightly better first lap for Kuhn than Tester. Jason Steptoe on the racetrack, he might be a little late to set even a single lap time, so Steptoe looks like he will not partake in qualifying. He'll be too late, but what can Robert Tester do for his second qualifying lap? Puts it to second on the front row, Robert Tester. Slots in P2, good lap time. What can Drew Kuhn get here just before the session ends? P12 for Drew Kuhn. And we have 4 cars that did not post a qualifying time, those being Jason Steptoe, who's just started his lap. He'll be a little short, I believe. Eric Johnson in the 18 Toyota, Dustin Rogerson, and Joshua Siegfried. I believe, unless this session's longer than I thought it was. That was a 5-minute session. Maybe it's a bit longer. Right now, that number 1 machine. And here's Jason Steptoe. Where's he slot in for his first lap time of the night? Big Sharon. On down the side, his qualifying is over. The Sharon 17th and 16th, so not a great qualifying effort for those two. But here comes Jason Steptoe, your 3rd place finisher last night, or last Friday, excuse me, not last night. 3rd place finisher though last week, came oh so close to getting a checkered flag. There is Jason Steptoe. What can he do here in qualifying? First lap is P4. Big lap. P4 on the charts. Just that was his 2nd lap. So P4 though, a solid qualifying for him. Here comes Dustin Rogerson. Joshua Siegfried. Where can he slot in for his first lap? 20th. I'm not sure what he's doing. But Joshua Siegfried out on the racetrack. Dustin Rogerson as well. Watch Siegfried here for his 2nd lap here. 2nd lap's the bigger and better lap time usually. He has a green first sector. What can he have here? Coming to the flag. P12. Seen a lot of cars slot into P12 when we're watching them. Rogerson 21st. Not shocking there. Not too far off though, so we'll see how he does here. Oh, that was actually a lot off. About a 2nd off of the pole time. Getting up to speed lap here though, that's all that matters is the 2nd lap and how you perform here. We're going to see our first 20 plus car field of the season, which is always nice to see. We love seeing race cars, and we're missing some guys still. Buchanan, the other Longworth of Aaron. As where does Rogerson slot in? Still 21st, so a slow qualifying for Dustin Rogerson. Yet 1 car yet to make a lap time in qualifying. That's Eric Johnson in the 18 Toyota. So we'll have a 22 car grid once it's all said and done. That's a bit of a scare there. So there we are. Qualifying should be all over. With the race info here, 24 degrees Celsius, 45 degrees for the moisture. It's partly cloudy with some sun, only 3 kilometers, I believe that is 6 miles an hour. I wish that was in the right way to measure things. But you see that right there. You're going to see the starting grid on your left-hand side of the screen right there. As King Wright is your pole sitter as we're waiting to see this session continue and get to green flag racing here. Now we do have a stage break this evening, and in the top 10 we'll get points for that stage break. 10 points for the winner, just like the Cup Series, and all the way down to 1. And I'm not sure if there's a playoff point or not. I would presume so though. So lap 50, expect the stage yellow, our one and only stage yellow, which will bunch the field back up and all such. So these guys shouldn't have to worry about fuel, or they'll be right on the edge of making it or not. They might have to worry about fuel, I think. Yeah, I think they will have to worry about fuel.
Okay, you got me assigned spot.
So we're waiting to...
Radio check.
Yeah, it was a 10-minute long qualifying session. So excuse me there. Sorry behind the scenes stuff right there. But 10 minutes is why it was so long. It was a very long qualifying session there. 10 minutes. But there is your grid, everybody, for this race. Your top 12 starters of the evening. You're going to have Akira King Wright in the number 1 Ford Mustang out of California. He is your pole sitter. And Robert Tester with the 0X Sim Racing team in that number 22 led 97 laps at Daytona. He is your outside pole sitter. And another 0X Racing team, Adam Gletfelter in the number 29 machine. Jason Steptoe in the Backwoods Bandit Boys. He starts 4th after just coming up a little short. And you have Austin Norris in the 57 machine. Carson Youngblood in the 6th position. Ted Gamble, excuse me, in the 7th. Frank Chavez put down a top 10 lap time in the 13 Chevrolet after being caught up in an early incident last week. Cut him multiple laps down. Still came home with a solid finish. Chris Hogg in that 58 Chevrolet. He starts in 9th. And rounding out your top 10, Wesley Briggs in the 81 Chevrolet. And then we have your 11th and 12th place of Longworth and Siegfried and everyone else on the left side right there. There are those race cars on the racetrack. Robert Tester out there. We're just waiting for the pole sitter. Waiting to see him out there onto the grid so we can get this race underway. See the green flag drop on the speedway. It's going to be a fun one, without a doubt. A fun one without a doubt. Quick, fast, short track racing. And there is Wright. The grid is all set for this night. Tonight's race, the Zero Torque Racing 120 at Atlanta Motorspeedway. The pace truck tonight is going to pull them off pit road with Wright leading them. And you saw the the teammates last week of Robert Tester, Gletfelter, Youngblood, Rogerson really control this race. So those guys are going to try to do that again this week. They did it so well last week. And they did end up with the checkered flag last week, obviously. So it worked out for perfection. The week 1 at a super speedway. A little different super speedway. The 22's in the wall there. A little bit different. The A&W car, though, threw a wrench in that pole sweeping here for Robert Tester on the season as he nabbed pole from him there. Had a blistering quick qualifying. Steptoe, Gletfelter, Youngblood. A lot of good qualifying efforts here tonight. As here comes the field. They're barreling off into turn 4 or 3. Slow as can be. Back at the field here. Trying to catch up. Here is Wright. Akira Wright will have the field under their discretion when the green flag drops from the flagman. The A&W Ford Mustang. Ford sweeps the 3 front positions. Akira Wright leads them to the green flag in the Geico restart zone. We are underway at Atlanta. Immediately a very big separation on the bottom. 2 cars make it 3 now. The bottom lane will pull at number 16 of Carson Youngblood. Jason Steptoe on the outside with Robert Tester. As Wright leads down the back straightaway. Wright leading down the back straightaway is that Coca-Cola 29 machine right in tow of Adam Gletfelter. Early going here. For these guys up here at the front, you know, this is something of, hey, let's just manage this race, right? Let's do a good job. And we're in a position to have a solid amount of stage points. And stage points could save your race here at the end of it all. So you definitely want them 100%. Racing further back half in the field here. Right off of corner number 4. 2 consecutive laps led, and here comes Gletfelter looking inside. Is he there? He is. Gletfelter looking inside for the race lead. The Coca-Cola 29 machine now out in front. And Carson Youngblood, last week's Daytona winner. In tow, Jason Steptoe, the man who put the block on the Daytona winner. He sits in third. This track is just so insanely quick. It's so fast and high pace. It's so stressful. This track can go from we're riding around in a pack to a massive wreck in such a fast time. It's much more easy to be in a wreck here than Daytona even, or Talladega. But Adam Gutfelter has taken the race lead from the pole sitter, as Wright's fallen all the way back to 8th. Austin Norris, you see him sitting in 4th in that 57 Toyota. He's the highest running Toyota, the highest qualifying Toyota this evening so far. Ted Gamble Jr. in this 45 Ford Mustang. And then you see Robert Tester, the man himself, in 6th right now. Down 4 spots though from where he started on that outside on the front row. The rest of the field, you're seeing the two Sharons here. They have lost the lead pack. I'm not seeing Dustin Rogerson or Eric Johnson on the racetrack after setting lap time, so I'm not sure what happened with those two. But Adam Gutfelter continues to lead this race. Not a single file action here around the racetrack. Austin Norris arguing the corner a little bit there, and looking there, right, looking to the inside. We have a car on the wall back straight away. Not sure who that was. That was Chris Howard. Not sure what happened there. Got a little tight or what, but just judged the corner, but it would get into the fence, slowed him down a good amount, and Adam Gutfelter, this whole train of cars is pulling away from him, so you don't want to lose the draft like the two Sharons did. It's 29. Now that's a very blue rim on the Adam Gutfelter 29 machine. Those are slightly blue, I would say. A little too blue for me, but hey, I respect it. I do respect it. Coca-Cola Racing Machine. In these top 3, you're seeing the jockey car, kind of a track house kind of car for Jason Steptoe right there in the 3rd position. In 4th place, Austin Norris, obviously 2nd place, Austin Norris in the 4th position. Ted Gamble Jr. in 5th, Robert Tester 6th, Wright is in 7th, starting on pole. So both the front row cars losing 4th and 6th position respectively. So not a great start to the evening for them, but a very long race. So no hurry to get back to the front. Samuel Longworth in that number 7 Chevrolet. He's up 3 spots from where he started in 11th. He slots in 8th. Ron Millum did not start last week, at least to my knowledge. I don't remember him being there. So the 47 up 4 spots from where he started into the top 10. Frank Chavez down 2 spots, but still running inside the top 10. That very green race. A lot of green cars out here tonight. As we see Chris Gaxel. I'm trying to pronounce that right. I hope it is Chris, but I'm going to call him Chris. But that is a very hard last name. I'm going to ask him how he pronounced it. I'm going to Gaxel. Either way, then we have Craig Bridge Jr. in the 3 machine. That Ford Mustang in the 12th position. Wesley Briggs in the 81. A lot of green cars here. That's going to be hard if they all get to the front. There's even more back there. We have Drew Kuhn here in the 12 machine. That is a slick looking Toyota right there. Very good Toyota Camry. And we have Joshua Siegfried and Brian Matthews in the 28 Chevrolet. We have Jeff Leroy in the 71 Ford Mustang. We have the 2 Sharons of Dave and David P. Sharon back here for good ways back from the lead pack. Cheer on your favorite driver in the comment section. Tell them to get their butt in gear or keep it up, whatever you want to tell them. But as we have Chris Howe down pit side. Oh, and here's Eric Johnson, Dustin Rogerson. So there they are. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Wow, I'm not sure. That's quite odd. Not sure if it's a connection issue or what with them, but oh, as we're seeing 2 Wide Racing further back in the pack. Frank Chavez leading it with all these green cars. 5 green cars, and well, even the 28 has green on it. It's just a different shade. A lot of green here tonight. Green's the favorite color of a lot of race car drivers tonight, I guess. And this is for the 10th position they're battling for. As the top 9 are pulling away. Brian Matthews and the 3 of Craig Bridge Jr. trying to lead this pack. That's very nice of Craig there to try to give the 28 a draft. Oh, down below the yellow level line. That is not allowed. Frank Chavez, no position gain there. Not sure what happened there. Whoa, and Joshua Siegfried. He got all up the back bumper. That's 71 of Jeff Laraway. That was really tight off of corner number 4, excuse me. That could have been your first yellow of the night. As Siegfried looks inside, doesn't get there. Wesley Briggs side by side up here. Brian Matthews pulling further up, trying to get himself in the top 10 or push this pack back to the front. They are 4.1 seconds back to the top 9. That is a ways back. Very just unorganized right now from these guys back here. I mean, Brian and the 3 and the 01, those 3 seem to be organized. Everyone else behind them, all these green cars need to act like teammates right now and start working together. Again, dicey right there. That was a very big wiggle from the 71. That's not 71, that is the one. That's the 81. Oh, one there. Wesley Briggs on the outside, very big wiggle off of turn number 2. He has the momentum here on the 13 of Frank Chavez, but no help with him there. It's going to stall out in the inside lane with Chavez. He's going to have the run. Seeing this top 9, this is organized, folks. This is what you want your lane to be like in that back lane. This is why they're losing so much time every lap. And you can look at just the last lap here. They lost a good amount of time. Yeah, they were about 4/10 slower, their lead car to their lead car. So that is extremely slower on the lap time counter right there. You're going to see it. You're going to have to look. Last car in this train is Samuel Longworth. A little far back for that, actually. The lap time here down multiple tenths of a second every lap, at least one, almost 2 tenths. This is slower than the 4 and 5, the last 2 laps. Those are big time gaps losing. That's the second 2 laps. So, I mean, gotta figure that out without a doubt. You're gonna see the lap time here. We got a little better than tenths, but still a large gap to be had right there. Brian Matthews move himself up into the 10th position. Last car into the top 10. A lot of jockeying position back here. A lot more than I think they'd like. I mean, this does play a stage point here in about 32 laps, so they can fight then, I guess, if you don't have a shot at anyone else. But right now, I would figure the strategy would be to catch the race leaders. Just look at the 3. I thought he was gonna poke to the outside. As there's Joshua Siegfried to the inside of the 01 machine. That was tight with Chris right there of Gasgol. Chris Gasgol right there on the outside now with Joshua Siegfried on his inside. Oh, they're leaning on each other. That was tight right there. Really, that's the inside lane. Really side drafting hard as he's looking to go to the back half of this field. Whoa, the 12 of Drew Kuhn. Oh, that's heavy contact with the outside wall for the 01. He's got a slot in line here. There we go. Good job. Slots in line. Frank Chavez. Drop back. I'm not sure if the handling of the car is going away or if he's just trying to ride out this race and avoid the kind of chaos as the 2 Sharons are running down this pack of race cars, I believe. They have been just as quick or just a little slower than them, so good job. Adam Gletfelter took the race lead from the number 1 machine early on and not look back. As speaking of that number 1 machine, he's on the outside and trying to make something happen, just hasn't been able to. Oh no, Austin Norris. What has happened to Austin Norris? Oh no. Heavy right front damage, no caution out. What in the world? He was running inside the top 5. I have to rewind. I didn't see it on my end. What happened here? He's with the 1 car. Ah, bumped on wrong. Off a corner exit. That stinks. Ugh. Oh my god, that stinks. That is the worst worst possible thing to happen there. I have to get a different kind of view here of it. What happened here off of turn number 4? Obviously, we're missing a bit of live extra. This is going to be our last look at it, but yeah, I don't know if he overcorrects because he thinks he's going to get in there with the 40, the 45 or what, but a lot going on right there. As we see right now for the race lead, Adam Gletfelter continuing to lead, and that might be something going on forward though, that no one's going to probably trust that number 1 machine now for pushing. They just saw the guy in front of him who's trying to push get turned, so that's going to really make people be very wary of working with you and trying to make a lane go forward now that you just wrecked someone. I mean, maybe not obviously not on purpose, but either way, it ended badly for him, and it could end badly for whoever else works with him. So it's going to make everyone else a little bit more, as Longworth has lost. Now, the 7 machine has lost this front pack, as Brian Matthews did just pass him. He is leading the second pack. The second pack looks to be closing back in on the race leaders. Looking a bit more organized up here in the front 3 cars, but still super disorganized after that with Kuhn and Longworth side by side as Drew Kuhn gets moved by the 7. What a save! Oh my God! I mean, I am bewildered on why the 7 went up so high and made contact, but either way it did happen. Drew Kuhn saved the race car. What a save! Machine cars on pit road. Oh, teammates, Tester, Gletfelter, Youngblood. All those race cars down pit road, all these teammates. I like this call, and now the 1, or Jason Steptoe, the 50 machine, Chevrolet, he's leading this race with the 45 of Gamble. The 1 in 3rd, the 47 in 4th. These 4 cars need to stay together. Losing the 47 is not good for them. Every car helps. Awesome. Yeah, so all those race cars pit. So a lot of the lead lap race cars pitting right there. Adam Gletfelter still on pit road. Carson Youngblood. Austin Norris obviously down pit road. There is Robert Tester. Why these cars are down pit road still? It's a long pit stop for the 29. So here comes the 50. That's going down a lap here for Adam Gletfelter and Carson Youngblood. I'm wondering if did they speed on pit road? Any unsafe? They might have had some unsafe pit entrances. That might be what it is. Maybe an unsafe pit entrance. Did they enter in their correct spot on pit road? Because they are. So there goes Adam Gletfelter. That might have been, yeah, it might have been an unsafe pit exit. Interesting. So that is unfortunate if that is the case. But these top 4 guys now, those 3 cars were the favorites. I think without a doubt that team is the favorite team right now to look at. I mean, that whole team of Dustin Rogerson, Robert Tester, Carson Youngblood, Adam Gletfelter, I think and Joshua Siegfried, they are the best team right now, or at least last week in teamwork. So that was the team to beat, and if they are all going to go down a lap here, these 2 are already down a lap. Tester might go down in 1 as well here, so that is unfortunate. My. I'm bewildered on why they did pit. I mean, we know why Austin Norris pit. He has damage, but I'm really wondering why the rest of them pit. Yeah, Robert Tester's 1 down, Gletfelter 2, and Youngblood 3. So gonna need a lot of yellows to get back in this. Tester will get the free pass if the yellow does come out, as long as they don't catch Rogerson and Johnson in those positions. My. A big story. That is big. We're going to have to wonder, see what happened. Rogerson's down pit road as well. Oh, no, never mind. Rogerson is not. That's just a glitch in the system. He has picked up Robert Tester, though, which is good for Robert. And for these guys, for making lap time. As Jason Steptoe continues to lead this race. But Brian Matthews into the top 5. He's got some help with the 3 of Craig Bridge Jr. and Joshua Siegfried. They are all trying to go to the front here. They're putting some good lap times down. Now they're going to start getting a tow down the back straightaway. Cannot get antsy though. We still have a long race. But with coming to 18 to go in this stage, points are on the line here for these drivers. Points add up at the end of the season. If you didn't have a great week last week, this is your time to rebound. Big run from these three they'll have on the race leaders. Or will they slot in line, and will they go to the front here and try and take the race lead? If I'm them, I want to go to the front. I want to lead some laps. Get a tow down the back straightaway. They might slot in line. Unfortunately for the action part of it, but it might be the safe and smart move of it. Maybe we'll see. Looking to build a run off of corner number 4 on the 47 of Ron Millum. Nothing doing there, so I believe they're just going to slot in line here as Chris Gaskell leads the biggest pack on the racetrack in the 01. He runs in 8th. And the Rogerson, Tester, and Johnson pack are actually lapping faster than the race leader right now, so that's good for them. And for Robert Tester and everyone. Oh, is Dave Sharon. Oh my. As those two, the Sharons are actually in this pack, so they have caught them with just 2 race cars. Good job. But man, he was slideways off of corner number 2 right there. And now off of corner number 4. These two may be looking to lead this line on Chris Gaskell in the 01 Ford Mustang. I would love to know. Holly is for the sponsor, or red sponsor. This is a lot of green cars over here. I mean, there has to be 6-something green cars on the racetrack. And on the scoring pile, there's only 1 green number. It's very odd. I mean, very green out here. I mean, if the green might be the favorite color tonight. As the Sharons look to the outside, they're going to try and lead this field now. Well, at least the 8th on back field. As Jason Steptoe leads the whole field around this racetrack. Picking up to the running good where he left off last week. Almost winning that race, was leading, entering the tri-oval, spinning through the grass, ends up 3rd. Just didn't quite get the checkered flag as here comes Brian Matthews. The 1 drifts up the racetrack. He falls back to 5th. Brian Matthews is the car on the move, folks, in that Buffalo Trace number 28 Chevrolet. Matthews is going to close now to the back bumper, the 47 Ron Millum. As the 1 did get close to the bumper. Whoa, the 28. Goes down pit road. Yep, going down pit road all by himself, though. That is not good if you're the 28. And oh, no. That might be an unsafe exit. No. I hope it's not for his sake. That might just be an unsafe exit. We're going to have to see how long the stop is. Gets her slowed down. He looks like he hit pit road just fine. I'm really worried about that unsafe pit exit. As we see the 7 of Longworth down pit road as well. We see Ted Gamble down pit road, I believe, on the racetrack. Yep, here comes Ted Gamble. Never mind. He says nope. Jason Steptoe will come down pit road. So will the 47 of Ron Millum. 2 more cars. A lot of, I mean, we saw a team go down pit road of 1 pack, but you see is Brian Matthews still down pit side. Tires on the left side did drop. Oh no, I think he has a penalty. No, Brian Matthews. Man, these penalties are just getting everyone right now as Craig Bridge Jr. leads this field around. I know it's the 1 car, excuse me, right now leading this field around the racetrack. What is happening? This is a very odd pit cycle before the end of the race. I mean, these cars back here might now be in the catbird seat with all the penalties and messing up on pit road. This could be the pack is in the best position to win now. And Tester was the free pass, but he might not be the free pass anymore, as Steptoe is the free pass currently, at least on my scoring end of the racetrack. Jason Steptoe is the free pass. Never mind, Jason Steptoe did just get passed by Robert Tester. Here he is off of corner number 2. He is 1 lap down, but that is to be expected pitting here. 2 laps down is not. So Brian Matthews has finally got rolling onto the racetrack. He's trying not to go more than two. More than 2. I think the competitive race for Brian Matthews is over, but maybe a wave around here at this stage break. This could save him. Then just 1 yellow being the free pass, or just another wave around. He'll be right back in the fight. So he's not out of this, folks. If you're a fan of Brian Matthews, still a long way to go, but 2 laps down is for sure going to be hard to come back from, as we see a car on the wall back there. Wesley Briggs into the outside fence. And there goes Frank Chavez right on by into the top 5. So your top 8 have not come down pit road yet. 9th on back, and the leader of all that is Robert Tester, actually. So I think Robert did not speed or anything. He actually executed pit road well. And he's come out with the race lead, as it looks like he will cycle the race lead unless these guys here at the back have saved enough gas that they can make it to the end, and they're going to pick up a stage win and a boatload of points. We're seeing Bridge, Steptoe going back a little bit right there. Steptoe, find him on the racetrack. There he is, right here. He's running the 10th position, all by his lonesome. A lot of spread out back here. This is even if they do come down pit road, I think Tester's got this in the bag. Here comes this pack. This is what you want to see if you're a pack 2, 3. Few race cars on the pack. And you see Drew Kuhn with them. Frank Chavez, Wesley Briggs. This is what you want to see. Dustin Rogerson and Eric Johnson down pit road. So Robert Tester has lost his help as well. So he's going to unlap himself right here. He'll have Adam Gletfelter behind him, who is 2 down. And Jason Steptoe, Chris Gaskell is still out on that racetrack in the 01 machine. Not sure how much longer he can go or if he'll pull it down pit side this time. Oh, there he is. You see the fire out of the pipes right there. Ooh, that might be an unsafe entrance. I think that's an unsafe entrance to pit road for the 01 machine. Yeah, this pit road's confusing, folks, but I think that's an unsafe pit entrance, without a doubt. There's David P. Sharon off of pit side with Dave Sharon just in front of him. There goes Robert Tester with his teammate, or both teammates actually, but they're both 2 laps down. If I'm Robert Tester, or if I'm the teammates, I'm piping on the radio, hey, let me by. I need every lap back I can get. I cannot go more down than this. Eric Johnson goes down a lap there. He will, because Robert Tester's the race leader. So if I'm Adam Gletfelter, you're 1 lap down. Let me back on the lead lap, please, if you don't mind. Matthew's only 1 down as well. Yeah, okay, so these guys are not actually 2 laps down. The only car actually 2 laps down is Carson Youngblood, and then on the 45, a gamble. Ron Millam as well. He's down pit side for a long time. I'm assuming he got a penalty as well. So many penalties. There's Chris. Yeah, he's down pit road for a long time as well. So a lot of penalties on pit road as Robert Tester picked up right where he left off last week, leading this race. And Jason Steptoe way behind, 10 seconds back on a pit cycle. This has been a very, very weird and unorganized pit cycle. This is the biggest group of cars that have stayed together. The 21 and the 4 came right out with each other. So I'm really intrigued to see why they are so spread out. Carson Youngblood up here out of nowhere there. Aaron Longworth, man, he needs to get down to 1 lap down. He cannot be 2 laps down. So this 7 car, watch for him to be aggressive here on trying to make moves to get back to the front. These other 3, though, they need to get back on the lead lap as well. I want to be back on the lead lap with them. So they only have, that was a very big mouthful, a mistake on my part, but they need to get back on the lead lap. It is paramount to their race. It's just so much more you can do instead of taking the late round. You actually pit. You actually try to fight for track position. This 01 car is actually still on the racetrack 1 lap down, but he's about to go. Wrong car. There we go. Robert Tester right there with the 01 of Chris Gaskell. He is about to go 2 down, so he has to be defensive here. Coming to 2 to go at the stage break. He's got to play defense here. Adam Gletfelter, though. If I'm Robert Tester, I'm not worrying about if these cars pass me. Let them by. They're not even passing me. You got the stage win books. And you know, if you're nice to these guys, maybe they'll help you out in the later part of the race if they're still a lap down or something, because you were nice to them earlier. So here goes Chris to the outside. He will go 2 laps down, entering turns 1 and 2. So the 01 needs to get rolling. So does the 7 car on getting by these race machines. Quite odd. This is quite an odd battle for the end of the stage here, as Sharon and Steptoe going at it for the 2nd spot. Side by side, all by their lonesome. If I was them, I would work together, but they're seeing this pack of cars behind, and Robert Tester hit the final lap of the stage. He's going to let them by. Will he let these 2 by? Of the 7, There you go, side by side back here, but Tester's got the stage all wrapped up. Oh, Longworth really needs to get these spots here. Can't get there, cannot get there in time. Robert Tester off of corner number 4. He will win stage number 1 and the only stage. Siegfried second. Oh no, I think we had a crash. Yeah, we do. Jason Steptoe just as the yellow flag came out. Oh no. So what happened to Jason Steptoe there? Right as the caution for the stage came out, he was running right in this pack of race cars. Wide. Oh! He disappears there. That looked like, though, hard contact to the outside wall. To look at the Ford's point of view on that. On the top lane. Looks like he just got a lot of blinking there from everyone. Not sure why he's blinking there, but. Oh yeah, he gets turned. Disappears. Well, I mean, both of them disappear there. But, I mean, the 4 keeps it straight. The 50, however, wrecking down the back straightaway. Hopefully for Jason Steptoe, a chaotic end of the stage there. First caution flag was with the stage break, but also with incident. I think it was earlier than the stage break was going to come out. So, back to live. You're seeing the grid there. Yeah, this is the scoreboard's all over the place tonight. Not sure. There's Robert Tester in corner number 2, I believe. Off back straight away. Road should be open this time. And I'm not sure why these cars are down pit road, unless pit road was open and no one else pit, which I don't see why that would be a thing on the racetrack. There's a whole field down the back straightaway. Whoa! Some contact there. 7. 7 is laps down, so I'm not sure why. Very confused on the strategy here. There goes Dave Sharon. Down pit side. Maybe a split strategy here for the race leaders. I'm racing leader laps down. I think that this pit road is confusing a lot of guys, including myself up here in the booth, on what is actually going on right now on the racetrack, because I am quite bewildered with the penalties and all what's going on. But so the top 5 do not pit. We are at 1 to go. Pace lights are off, I believe, on the car. Yeah, the pace lights are off on the pace truck. And the whole field's down pit side. That means everyone's got to kick it in high gear here and get going. Ryan Matthews is only 1 lap down, so he still has a chance tonight at getting a solid finish. See him right there as we look at Robert Tester. Or are we not 1 to green? Am I just going crazy? Maybe I am going crazy. I thought I saw the police truck lights off. There's more lead lap race cars. Okay, I'm quite confused on what's going on with everything right now. Not gonna lie, slightly confused. Okay, the pace truck lights are on. I'm not sure. Maybe they extended that. There's Wesley Briggs. Jason Steptoe involved in an incident which made contact with the outside wall, but these guys are going to lose all their track position that they did have. I'm not sure why it's saying who's out. He's on the front straightaway. I'm not sure what's going on with the scoreboard tonight. It is being very, very finicky. I'm not quite sure why. But now we're at 1 to go. We're double file. 2 cars are down pit side. That's Steptoe and Briggs. And the top 5 did not pit? Oh no, the 71 did pit. Okay, I'm quite confused on the pit strategy. This is all over the place. Robert Tester doing what he did at Daytona last week, dominating the day. Not really as much domination today, I would say. Just a lack of what's going on. Is that whoa, pace? Whoa, Siegfried! Oh, hard to the wall, under caution, and he backs up in front of Carson Youngblood. What is happening? What is happening? So Joshua Siegfried, I'm not sure if it was just the transition onto the banking or what, but he spun out, entering pit road. Dustin Rogerson is now your race leader. This is very confusing on what's happening on pit road. I am confused. It's Sharon's back down pit road. Wesley Briggs. 47, he's 2 laps down pit road as well. Pace lights still on. Not sure why they're double file then. Pace lights are on still, so we're not at 1 to go yet. We're gonna ride here. Gyro cam here of your race leader, Dustin Rogerson. I'll be right back, folks. Riding here with Akira Wright. It's number 1, your full sitter. Just we're seeing more cars down their side. Siegfried coming off pit road. Gamble coming back on pit road. Quite confusing. Yellow, what's going on right now? I am very lost at what is happening. I believe the lights turned off on the pace truck that time. Jason Steptoe, who was involved in that incident before the caution flag came out for the stage end, or it was the caution for the stage end, just happened to be right as the coincidence. Hearing some spotter chatter there or something. I'm not quite sure. I heard something in my ear. But Rogerson, Craig Bridge Jr., your front row, Jeffrey Leroy, he's up 17 spots from where he started. 15 for the 3 car of Bridge Jr. and 19 for Dustin Rogerson. Down 3 from where he started is your pole sitter, but he's still back up there. You're seeing a lot of single file. That's because they pit, I believe, before. I'm quite confused on what's going on with the whole scoring loop. Adam Gletfelter 5th, so good thing Robert Tester let him and Youngblood by. Youngblood's actually still a lap down. I'm not sure why. Youngblood is still a lap down. Quite confused, I would say I am, on what is happening right now. With this was the caution came out 6 laps ago. Caution usually laps 3. This one's the last 7, but either way, pace truck should pull down pit side, and that it will. It'll slide off the banking. The number 3 of Craig Bridge Jr. is going to lead him to the Geico restart zone. Green, 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 green. Craig Bridge Jr. leads him to the front. And a big stack up on the bottom. The 3 did not get going. Dustin Rogerson clear into turn 1. And they are fanning out everywhere back there. The 71 getting jumped on. Rogerson takes hold of the race lead as Bridge Jr. falls to 2nd. Maybe we'll see some side-by-side racing. You see Carson Youngblood, Robert Chester on the outside back there. First car is peeking out. The 81 of Wesley Briggs looking to split up some of the teammates here as Youngblood's going to get split up from him. Whoa, big movements there in the front straightaway. All out of sorts is the 81 of Wesley Briggs. You're seeing the 71 of Jeff Luraway. He's falling back. Getting freight train now. Got to get back to the inside line. Cannot stay here too long. On the outside, at least all by yourself. You need some friends. As there comes Drew Kuhn on the outside. Looking to make some headway to the front of the field. And I like this. You got to get somewhere. The 12 has been buried in traffic all night. He lost the front pack first time by. In the battle for the free pass, Carson Youngblood, Brian Matthews, the 45 of Ted Gamble Jr., all battling for the free pass. They are 1 lap down. Longworth, Yo1 of Gascor, -2, so they're 2 laps down. Here's Dustin Rogerson off of corner number 4. He continues to lead as Craig Bridge Jr. slots in second. And the number 1, Kara King Wright, slots in the 3rd position. Looking to the inside. The 3 drifted up there on the back straightaway. You're seeing some side-by-side racing. Drew Kuhn leading that outside lane. Starting to go forward with Brian Matthews. That's the free pass. Youngblood about to be put to the bottom. And Matthews to the outside of him. What that's going to do is make Matthews the free pass position. Will get him back on the lead lap. Brian Matthews, now the free pass beneficiary as he's making the move to the outside of Carson Youngblood. As Youngblood blinks out of existence there for a few seconds. The 12 of Drew Kuhn, though, he's going to the front. Gletfelter wants to block it. Drew Kuhn to the fence. 3 wide. Car around. That's Wesley Briggs. Hard to the outside retaining wall. The 7's involved. Oh! That right there is the hard hit. The right front suspension is damaged. They started getting racy. We've just passed halfway and we see a crash. Let's look back at what happened. That's a bit too late. Crash's already happened there. The 81's already in the fence. It's still a bit too early. Oh my. I have to see what happened. I mean, they're all over the place right here. That is not a very good view. The rear chase, the far chase. Yeah, I think the far chase would be a good view of what happened here. So the 81's migrating high, 95. I don't know if Siegfried does anything right here. Yeah, I mean, seems like some slight contact with the 16, the 81. Didn't even seem like the cars touched. Maybe a bit of net code from how hard that contact seemed to be. 81's in a slide. 71 has nowhere to go. Slams into his back bumper, phases through him. So the 71 doesn't look like he has too much damage. 81 hits the wall decently hard there. But that looks to be rather okay, to be honest. Just some fender damage. That's all in the 7. Nowhere to go in front of him. He's going to gas it up into the 81. And the 81 right here hits square at least. But if a toe link is broken, he will not be competitive for the rest of the night. Unfortunately for him. And now the real question is, through all that, was Brian Matthews the free pass car? Which I believe he was. And he was. Brian Matthews, the free pass car. He decided to jump up, actually be aggressive. And well, it's paid off for the 28 machine in the Buffalo Trace Chevrolet. Back on the lead lap goes Brian Matthews. As Briggs is going down a lap and is down pit side. Tough break for him, running inside the top 10. Qualified in 10th. And he's on pit road, hoping to get that car fixed up. 1 lap down is not too bad. We have a lot of cars a lap down. But going any more than that might just be an issue, obviously, for this race team for himself. Under yellow for the first cause, for the second incident of the night, I guess, as the first caution was for the stage in, and a spin down the back straightaway happened just as the stage in happened. So interesting there, but Rogerson leads. Jason Steptoe, the man who was spinning down the back straightaway just 14 laps ago and made contact with the outside wall, he's in second. Adam Gletfelter, who's a lap down 14 laps ago, or 15, he's in third. Robert Tester, who was your race leader, in fourth. Fifth is Drew Kuhn. Joshua Siegfried, who spun on pit road, under yellow. Eric Johnson in seventh. He's been quiet all night, starting in the back. Seeing Craig Bridge here. I slide him. He is the 71, right there of Jeffrey Lowell. Dustin Rogerson, obviously last week, an unfortunate wreck with an intentional right rear from Eric Morton. Morton no longer in the league after, not a penalty, but just not wanting to be here anymore, basically, guys. Dustin Rogerson didn't have a great run after that, but tonight could be redemption. Pace truck, mind you, pulls off pit road. Dustin Rogerson leads him to the Geico restart zone. It's under his discretion. Late in the box he goes. Teammate behind. Big launch. Maybe a bit too big though. That's a lot of space out there for the number 50 car, or the number 23 machine. Jason Steptoe in that top lane is going to have a big run. Steptoe trying to go to the bottom. Crew is there almost. He's able to get there though. The Toyota is on the bottom of Kuhn and Johnson. First time we've really seen Toyotas up front today. A lot of cars sliding up the racetrack today. It's very hard to run the bottom. The handling of your car seems to be really, really important as the 50 drops below the yellow line there, the red line actually. No position gain or anything, just it's hard to see behind a race car at this track. Sometimes you're going to do that, but you cannot go below that red, white, yellow line for gaining position on the racetrack, and I'm assuming you cannot force anyone below it either to hold your position. So, say that. Robert Tester on the outside. We don't have to worry about that. He's trying to make the outside lane work. He's battling for third with his teammate in tow. And the number 4 of Sharon, Dave Sharon, trying to follow. We have a crash. Oh no, the number 3 of Craig Bridge Jr. has spun onto the front straightaway. Carson Youngblood involved as well. What has happened? We're going to look at it right here. Oh my. I am not quite sure. Just loses it. That's like a tire going down, but tires do not go down here in iRacing. I mean, a very out of nowhere incident. I mean, it's off the corner. He's following in the wake of cars, and it looks good here. Planted on the ground, and then I don't know if he's trying to go to the outside, sees the 4, overcorrects maybe a bit too much to make sure he stayed off of him. And you see the tailpipe right there. I mean, he's lifting out of the throttle. He's trying to save it. 16 has nowhere to go, runs him over. A 3 into the outside wall. He'll go spinning in the 16. I think did a great job. What a save from Carson Youngblood. I believe he's going to save it. To see here. Oh no, does not. That's okay. Not too bad there. Just a little tick there to the outside wall. That's still unfortunate for Carson, who I believe was the free pass before all that went down. I believe that will go to the 45 of Gamble now. And that it will. Ted Gamble back onto the lead lap as Youngblood's going to miss out again. Being involved in both of these last 2 yellows in some sort of way. Unfortunate, the highest of highs, wrecking across the finish line to win last week was Carson, and now a lap down right here on lap 69 and being involved in 2 straight incidents. I mean, I think both not of his doing or his fault, just some hard racing. The 3 just losing it on the front straightaway of Bridge. Not sure what happened with the 3 car right there. Seems to be minor damage to the number 3 machine, just some fender damage, but unfortunate nonetheless. The number 1 machine, he's dropped back a good amount. So a lot of jockeying right here. A lot of guys have moved around. The 3 machine might, that number 3 might come down pit road here. And that he will. Looks like Briggs, Austin Norris ended their days early. Ron Milan. He's out of this race. Chris Gosnell 2 laps down, still trying to have something go his way. Longworth 2 laps down. He is liking the yellow. He's putting less cars a lap down. We're seeing a lot of cars on pit road. Frank Chavez, Sharon, David Sharon. The top 8 will all stay out. 9th on back down pit side. Aside from the 45 a gamble, but we'll have to go the back anyways, as he is the free pass. So if I was him, I'm going to top off on fuel here. We should see 1 to go next time by. But Frank Chavez had a solid night tonight. Started inside the top 10. He's had a solid night. Dropped back a little bit early in the race with that big long green flag run we had at the start of this race before the stage break. Is oozing him off pit road. Almost makes contact. All clean and green as the Sharons leave pit road first, followed by Chavez, Wright, Matthews. Bridge Jr. still on pit road. Youngblood, Longworth, 2 down or more cars. As I believe we will have 15 cars on the lead lap as long as the 3's damage isn't too severe. That pace truck. Oh, Jason Septo now down pit road. Same with Siegfried. I believe that pit light was green last time by, so I'm not sure why they are coming now, and maybe it's just to get as much fuel as they can. Not sure. I mean, a lap under caution is about like maybe 0.2 or 0.3% of a lap, but not that much. A quarter of a green flag lap that we did run here, so. But every bit of fuel does help. Nonetheless, and Jason Septo might be coming down. Both these cars have made contact with the outside or inside wall, so maybe they're repairing a bit of damage, but it looks like all the damage they have had has been repaired, so. No doubt an odd time to come down pit side. Dustin Rogerson still leads the race under yellow. Pace lights are still on. Very long caution flags here we're seeing tonight. I know someone you did not see pit was Ted Gamble. I'm not quite sure. Yes, I believe he's going to the back now. As iRacing said, no, you're going to go to the back. Yellow flag. These last 20 or so laps had a very, very clean race, no incidents, and now we're starting to see them rack up as the intensity has ratcheted up as we're getting closer to this race, and we've hit our 3rd caution of the evening. 2 for incident, 1 for maybe incident, and either way the stage break was going to come out that lap anyhow. The top 10 got stage points at that time, so in the top 10 there you got some stage points as Robert Tester did win the stage on lap 50, so Tester comes away with I believe a playoff point from winning the stage. I'm not quite sure though. Either way you did get 10 points from it, so it doesn't hurt none, right? It doesn't hurt one bit. The top 6 now have not made their way down pit side since these other guys are coming down pit side. And I think these guys who just now pit might just be a little short on fuel by the slimmest of margins. While these cars up here are going to be off about 10 or so laps, maybe 15. So very interesting on, if I was them, I would come down pit road because the less gas you're going to put on your tank, the better, and quicker the stop. Plus, you're going to be with maybe a bit more organized pack if the pack's able to stick together this time. So, I would say coming down and topping off is the right call, but, you know, this could just become a caution-filled race, and they won't have to worry about that. They'll come down when the fuel is good to go, and everyone's probably going to pit. So, we'll see how it all shakes out, but Dustin Rogerson and Gletfelter and Robert Tester. All three are teammates, and all three are 1, 2, 3 on the racetrack down the back straightaway. Only one car is a lap down. That is Carson Youngblood. 2 cars are 2 laps down. That's Longworth and Gaskell. 1 car is 8 laps down. That's the 81 of Briggs, who we saw in the first big wreck of the night into the outside retaining wall. Wesley Briggs, 8 laps down. Hoping for some yellows. Pace truck has pulled off, and here comes Dustin Rogerson to the Geico restart zone. Green flag flies at the speedway. Good jump from the bottom lane. See, Drew Kuhn jumps to the bottom immediately. These 3 teammates get linked up fast. The 2 Toyotas right there in 4th and 5th. They've made their way to the front. Can they work together? Very spread out here on the whole field. It's very spread out here all around, so quite interesting to see that as Dustin Rogerson leads him into turns 3 and off into turn 4. He'll come off of the exit of 4. And he'll continue to lead this race. So Dustin Rogerson maybe setting himself up as the dominant car this evening. And Tester, while still leading a good amount of laps, maybe will be the second fiddle this evening. We'll have to see. But all these teammates here have just been so good. Obviously, Youngblood is a lap down, but 1 more yellow. As long as he's not involved in the incident, he will, be back on the lead lap. So, looking to see for his other teammates. Siegfried's in 8th. Here comes Eric Johnson, leaves out Drew Kuhn, doesn't go with him. Carson Youngblood to the outside. He wants to go with the number 12 of Drew Kuhn. Maybe not, leaves him back on the bottom. Siegfried does though. Siegfried to the outside. Steptoe to the outside maybe. Everyone keeps peeking out. No one wants to actually go with him. There goes some guys, the 71 and the 21. There's speed up there on the top. Look at Drew Kuhn. Almost no help. And he's still pulling that top lane into the top 5. He's side by side with Steptoe right now. That 12 might just be a fast race car. Oh my. To the outside of the 18 who left him high and dry. He's going to pass his fellow Toyota, and he'll look to the outside of Adam Gletfelter, who led this race early. Help from the 71 of Jeff Laraway. Oh, and chasing it up the track is Jason Steptoe. Man, he got tight and he sailed it off in there. Almost cleaned out the 21 of David P. Sharon. That was close, as there goes Drew Kuhn. He is clear for 3rd on the inside. He's going to stick to the outside with his friends, who have pushed him up here to the front. Oh, slot to the bottom. Down the back straightaway, leaves that top lane, so we'll see how fast that top lane really is. Or is Drew Kuhn just the car pulling the freight train along? I don't think so. The top has big speed. I thought he was going to block that lane. It looks like he tried. Didn't quite do it in time, maybe. Look at Jason Steptoe below the yellow line. Got to watch that. Oh, maybe he's backing out. I think he's backing out from the chaos that's going on up there. We're getting into the closing ends of this race. I mean, everyone should have to make a pit stop here till the end of the race. We're going to have to look at fuel and everything like that here in a second. Once this thing calms down a little bit, if it calms down a little bit. As this 71 wants to lead this race, wants to taste that clean, fresh air, and loves the feeling of being in the front. Oh, a bunch of Fords on the top side. See a mixture of Ford, Chevy, and a Toyota on the bottom 3 cars, all Fords. And then you have Brian Matthews, the 4th car in line, is a Chevrolet. He runs in the 7th spot. And off of corner number 4, Jeff Laraway takes the race lead from Dustin Rogerson. Pulled a block on Sharon. I think he's trying to get Sharon clear of him. Clear though. New race leader, Jeff Laraway in the 71 Ford Mustang. He'll jump back to the outside. Big side draft from the 21 of David P. Sharon. He'll clear for 2nd. And Rogerson in that inside line of teammates starting to get dropped back. Here comes the 1, the 28 of Brian Matthews. Brian Matthews was a lap down at 1.2 with the green flag cycle. He is now inside or just outside the top 5, looking to make his move into the top 5 and into the battle for the race lead. A lot of storylines tonight. As Lorre gets left high and dry, the 21 of David P. Sharon in that Javelin. Ford Mustang to the inside. Dustin Rogerson will probably bail on the 21 if he gets the chance. He has teammates behind him. He knows they'll go with him. Oh, almost. There's contact. Entering 1. The 71 and the 12 of Drew Kuhn. Nothing bad happened, thank the Lord. As look at the 21, really defensive off of the corner exit right there, David P. Sharon. The 23 is all up his back bumper. Really getting after it right now. Sharon's going to lead that lap now. Oh, and more contact, the 71 back there. Jeff is really trying to get in line here as they've single filed. He is the odd man out. Gotta try something. Brian Matthews to the inside as well down the back straightaway most likely. Yep, Brian's to the inside. He's going to fall way on back. The 4 will jump to the top of Dave Sharon. So Jeff's going to have a run now down the front straightaway. Sharon's back to the bottom. Off in the corner, number 2. I mean, David P. Sharon's really protecting the inside lane here. Really defensively. He's driving right in his mirrors, but I think he has to in a way because there's 2 teammates lined up behind him and another one in the position of Adam Glenfelter. But his brother Dave Sharon, he wants to go to the front. He's side by side with Eric Johnson for 6th. There's the 21. On the side. Leading this way. The first side-by-side battle is for the 7th and 6th and 8th position. The 45 of Ted Gamble, he's down pit side. All by his lonesome there. He's going to go 1 lap down right there. Hopefully that's all for his sake. He will go a lap down. Changing tires too. I mean, that's an interesting call. Steered on us for a second there on the scoring move. Thought so when I didn't see him up there anymore. Only 1 car really on the outside right now. That's the 4 car. It's really single filed out. They're running about 3/10 off their best lap time for the most part. 3/10 off their best lap time, so I'm not sure if the field may be saving a little bit. Whoa, never mind. There goes 2 cars to the outside of Brian Matthews and the 1 of Wright. They're going to need more like 3 race cars to go to the front here tonight, it seems. There's a lot of poking out though from these guys in the bottom lane. Will help them get big runs even with just 2 cars. That 71 has a really hard time entering the corner tonight in turns 1. I would keep an eye out for that for later tonight, and if you're the drivers on track, you gotta keep an eye out for that. He has troubles getting down into turn 1 tonight. Gotta be wary of that. David P. Sharon continuing to lead this race. Took the race lead, and the race immediately calmed down for everyone else. I think this is a good time. Now, pit strategy tonight. So the longest I see is 52 laps from the 71 right there of Laraway, and I think that was the longest car on the racetrack, if I do remember correctly. Or was that Chris Gaskell, I believe, with the 01 perhaps. But either way, not much more longer you can do that. And we restarted this. Oh, the 4 car. Dave Sharon to the outside wall. Step toe. Get to the inside of him. Fortunate run, but either way. Oh, and there's the 71 to the outside wall. What's happening? A lot of outside wall little pancakes. As they're going to come up on a lap car, I believe. Yeah, the 45. So Ted's 1 lap down. He's going to go 2. If I'm Ted, I'm parking down the bottom, but he's going to stay up top, being respectful. He'll go 2 laps down right here with the race leader and the whole pack. But if I was him, I would have broke this line up and really tried to keep myself in the 3rd or 4th spot in line to at least have a chance of getting back on the lead lap. It should be good for fuel till the end of this race, however, which is good. He'll get the free pass if yellow comes out, without a doubt. But either way, being a lap down now for the rest of the race, most likely, as that was going down a lap more than you want. So David Sharon leading this race, Rogerson in 2nd, Robert Tester, Drew Kuhn, Adam Gletfelder, Eric Johnson, Akari King Wright, Brian Matthews slots in 8th, Jeff Lorway in 9th, Jason Steptoe rounding out your top 10. Then we have Siegfried Chavez, Sharon, Ridge Jr., Carson Youngblood, your top 15. Of which is a lap down. So 14 cars on the lead lap, all within 7 seconds of each other on the racetrack. A few cars not in the lead pack really, and that's the 4 and the 3 who are in the lead lap. There's the 45 blue, sliding the line back there. Oh, he did not. The 50 did not cut him a break in that jockey 50 American machine. Excuse me. I am having a lot of hiccups and burps tonight, I guess. Not a very clear throat, I guess. There's the 1 of Akari King right back to the outside of the racetrack in that A&W number 1 Ford Mustang. Whoa, look at the 71. Watch out. He is loosey-goosey off of turn number 2. Right there. There's Brian Matthews in 8th place. Dustin Rogerson slots in 2nd. Tester, Drew Kuhn, Felter, 6th, top 5. So the question now is, these cars who did come down pit road a little earlier, do they have a huge disadvantage or not? And that's the big question, I think, of the night. Whoa, and they just left out David P. Sharon, the teammates. And the whole pack went with him. Kuhn. Well, I mean, if Kuhn doesn't go with him, right, the 21's going to get freaked, but the 21 is probably, the 12's probably going to get shuffled out as well. They're probably just going to try and work him out as well. But giving this race lead back to these guys, I don't think it's a smart play, because this is just going to give it in their hand. They're all going to work together for the end of the race. If I'm the rest of this field, we do not want this 23, 22, 29 all linked up like they almost are. We got to separate that tonight. As you see the 2 Toyotas, they're separating it. But David P. Sharon, he was leading the pack around, got slot back into 6th place. It looks like he might want to go to the top. 71, oh, that was a hard pancake to the outside wall, and he still has momentum. He'll go around the 21. Up into 7th goes Brian Matthews. Whole field barreling down the back straightaway. Here's the majority of the field. Seeing this 4-car group, so a few more of our green cars. The Red Bull number 7 of Longworth. Rogerson, Tester on 2nd, 3rd. So the front few have changed just a little bit. The 21 now all the way back to 12th. 23 laps to go. We're in crunch time, ladies and gentlemen. This is the part of the race where we really see these guys get after it. And Rogerson's going to lead them back this time. 22 to go. And everyone should have to make another pit stop before we get to the end of this race. As we look at how long they've gone already. Rogerson 56 laps into this run. Obviously a good amount of yellows in there, but still a long run for Rogerson. He has got to pull pit side soon enough. Seeing 30 and 29. Johnson and Wright. Those guys might just save enough fuel. They might be in the catbird seat if we don't see a yellow. Even if we do see yellow, these guys might pit already and be multiple, if not at least 1 lap down. So I think Jason Steptoe is another example of saving fuel a lot back there in the number 50 machine. He's laid back a lot, and then he'll close back up. So I'm assuming he's saving a lot of gas. Oh, and there you see it. Top 5. Down pit side. Really different on the aggression level. You see Kuhn and all these guys. Down pit side, Eric Johnson, the 2 Toyotas, as here goes right to the race lead, and Brian Matthews into second, Lorway into third. And you're going to look at the pit strategy right there. Those are all guys who went down pit side. I mean, Joshua Siegfried, he's 40 laps for the run. He's a bit longer, and same with the 71, but oh, and there we go, pit side. Matthews in the number 1 car. Okay, so Matthews doesn't have enough. So does Jason Steptoe have enough? I think Jason's right on the cusp. If he can save enough fuel, Jason could make it to the end of this race. And there he goes. Slots in second as the 71 takes back the race lead. We're seeing this group of race cars. There's Robert Tester. Rogerson a little bit further out in front than he'd like. Eric Johnson really far in front. Good pit cycle for Eric Johnson. He'll slot into this pack of cars. Of the 01, the 3, and the 7 really well. He might be the leader on cars who are 100% good to go on fuel. As 7 cars now are on the lead lap, the 4 are looking to go down a lap as well. So cars who did pit and are down a lap will not get the free passes. There you see some racing further back in the field. For the race lead, Jason Steptoe to the inside of the 71 of Lorway. Oh, Lorway's going to have to split it 3 wide. That was super close with the 4 of Dave Sharon, and Dave lost a lot of time because of it. In the 71, slots back into third. Youngblood right behind Steptoe. He is not on the lead lap. He's trying to cycle onto the lead lap though, however, and he's running in 7th, so he is the free pass beneficiary. Dave Sharon right there, Eric Johnson. This is very spread out and very different than what we all expected. Brian Matthews, he did not have a great pit cycle, it seems, with just his 2 machines. One looking to the outside there of Joshua Siegfried, as Steptoe is somehow pulled away all by himself from these guys behind. I don't know how, but he has. As here goes Siegfried to the outside of Youngblood as well. But Chavez, what a quiet run tonight, but if he can save enough gas to the end of this race, maybe a top 5, maybe a race win for that Monster Energy number 13 machine. Bridge Jr. in 5th. He might have enough gas as well. You never know, David B. Sharon might as well. So we're all over the place with fuel. Sharon might. I think a lot of these, I think Lorway and Siegfried do not. Siegfried is just about to run out of fuel. He's at 51, obviously a good amount of caution laps in there, but I would say in the next 5 or so laps, you'll see that car down pit side. Now Lorway is a different story. He's got 43 right now as he takes back the race lead from Jason Steptoe all by himself back to the front, the 71. Interesting there. I'm not sure. Maybe Jason's thinking here he needs to save some fuel and get in the draft of another race car, because that's what it kind of seemed like. It's hard to do that all by yourself, to just make a run and clear someone, even if you have a massive run on the track. So I'm not quite sure. It's just 21 right here. Yeah, this is really interesting on the fuel. Obviously, Eric Johnson's 100% good on fuel in the 8th position. He's the highest running guy who made a pit stop, and he's really far away from Rogerson and the rest of the cars in this top 5 who have pit down pit side. Now, Dave Sharon, he has not pit. The 1 and the 28 have pit. They are a single lap down themselves. I knew when that caution flag came out, it was right on the cusp of making it to the end of this race, and I thought those guys, like these fellers right here in the top 4, if they save enough gas, they might just be good on fuel. Lorway is going to be really tight, though. I don't see this 71 making it to the end. Siegfried's still out there, and there goes the 71 down pit side. And he doesn't pit with Siegfried. That's my issue with this call. Joshua Siegfried does not pit with him. I'm not quite sure why he doesn't pit with him. That's better for him, but maybe then the 85 had more laps on his fuel tank than the 71. So intriguing to see Jeff pull down pit side before the 81 of Siegfried, or the 85, excuse me. I mean, Chavez looks like he's backing it down a lot. I mean, he has no worries being caught on track by those cars who have made a pit stop in time. But hey, there goes Chavez. Step toe down pit side. So these guys can't make it. And Siegfried stays out. I am bewildered at the strategy calls. So these guys, no tires. You cannot pay for tires. Just a splash of gas and go. So is Eric Johnson in the catbird seat with some lap cars possibly able to win this race right now? And Carson Youngblood, his teammates with the 3 cars of Rogerson, Tester, and Gletfeld, who are catching Eric Johnson, which I guess is for the race lead here, even though Siegfried's still out on racetrack. But this is burning a lot of fuel for the 85. And the 21, he's out on track as well. Jason Steptoe. Yeah, so there is, yeah, you're seeing it right there. They're leaving pit road. Ah, unfortunate. He's going to just miss out on it. As we're seeing a battle up front with 3 wide. Joshua Siegfried trying to get back on the lead lap as, whoa! A big block from the 01. And Rogerson takes advantage. The 01 slams him to the outside. Momentum killed. Here comes Eric Johnson back to the front. Eric Johnson. Oh, we see cars around almost. Robert Tester in front of the field. He'll slam the outside wall. No caution yet. No caution on the racetrack. This would be a huge break for Siegfried and David P. Sharon if the caution comes out. I'm not seeing one. And Tester's off the track. No caution. Unbelievable. And now this whole perception of this race has changed. Eric Johnson with 7 to go. The only one we know good on fuel. Sharon 6 seconds back from Siegfried. If Siegfried has enough gas, that is an amazing job from the 85 with 7 laps to go. And we're going to see it here. He's at lap 59 on the tank. Sharon's on 44. I think Sharon's good to go on fuel. The 2 Toyotas of Eric Johnson and Drew Kuhn and Dustin Rogerson. These 3 are the 100% good to go on fuel. We're seeing this as well. The 21's catching Siegfried, so even if Siegfried has enough to make it, he's losing so much time. And you're seeing right here the 1 and the 28 haven't solid top 10 runs, but they're still a lap down to the 20. Oh, there's the 21 down pit side. The car I thought was good on fuel cannot go any longer. The 85 still out on track. I'm wondering if something's wrong in the system, because there's no way he's going 61 and he's by himself. He's not even in draft anymore. Eric Johnson though, yeah, I mean, he's already in the podium spot, but with passing the 21 on pit road, he'll climb up to P2, but he doesn't want P2. He wants a secured spot into the playoffs. Or does Joshua Siegfried going to save enough gas at a drafting racetrack? 4 laps to go for Joshua Siegfried. And do these guys get racy here? I mean, there's only 3 cars. We're all over the track right now, looking at all the battles on the racetrack and wondering if this 85, and he's backing it down a lot, I think. No, he's still pushing. Like, he's not losing a ton of time to the 18. So is he backing it down so much? He's got a 20-second lead, 21 seconds, and that's a lot of time he lost the last few laps. Joshua Siegfried down about a second and just a straightaway there. But it's all about just keeping his momentum up and trying to, oh, he might be out. Oh, he's losing a lot of, he's bleeding time right now. As there goes Steptoe by. And he has such a big lead. Here comes Siegfried. He lost about 3 seconds that lap. If he holds that pace, he is well within the good to make it to victory lane. 2 laps to go for Joshua Siegfried. I mean, that thing is at a crawling snail's pace, entering 1. I think he's out. He's out of gas, I think. I don't see him making it to the end of this race. There's the 85. He's got a 14-second lead. Now, maybe it will bleed out enough. Down to 12. He's lost so much time. The 85 might just be out of gas. 10 seconds. Make it 9. They're all trying to make it back to the white flag to not see a restart and going into overtime. 6-second race lead. Down to 5. Oh, he's going to get caught. It doesn't matter now. White flag in the air. Siegfried leads it at a snail's pace. Oh, Siegfried's out. It's all over. It's all up to Johnson and Rogerson. There goes Joshua Siegfried on the top. Just barely a lap shy. Eric Johnson to the race lead down the back straightaway. White flag in the air. Can Rogerson find some speed to the outside? Dustin Rogerson to the outside for the race lead off of 4. Drew Kuhn with him. Coming to the start-finish line, it is going to be Dustin Rogerson picking up the checkered flag. What a race. Drew Kuhn comes home in 2nd. Eric Johnson in 3rd. And Joshua Siegfried will cross the line in 7th. Running out of gas at the line. The number 1 of a Kerry King right in 4th. Brian Matthews leads this race with a top 5. Adam Gletfelter 6th. Steptoe in 8th. Jeffrey Larouet. Oh, interesting there. And Frank Chavez rounds out your top 10. Wow. Dustin Rogerson ends up in victory lane in the Zero Torque Racing at Atlanta, as he's going to burn him down on the front straightaway. What a win, and what a crazy last few laps. I thought Siegfried had it. He slowed the pace way down at the end there. I mean, just not even a lap. I mean, he still needed maybe 3/4 of the lap, and he could have won this race. We've been very close to it. Ends up 7th. 11 seconds off the lead, coasting to the start-finish line. Still a solid run. But man, what could have been for Joshua Siegfried. It's the spoils for the top 3 of Dustin Rogerson, though, as he's done doing burnouts on the front straightaway at Atlanta. We're going to get your top 3 in here into the broadcasting booth real quick. But Dustin Rogerson, your winner in a secured spot into the playoffs. We're going to try real quick here to get everyone into the booth real quick. Just wait 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we are up here in the broadcasting booth with our third place finisher, Eric Johnson. You come home just a little bit short of the checkered flag. Walk me through the closing moments of that race. What's going through your mind, and how do you feel about tonight? Yeah, without a doubt, for a part-time guy, I mean, a little close to victory lane tonight, but you, Drew, and Dustin for sure really were the last few cars. I thought Joshua in the 85 might have saved enough fuel, but he ran out coming to the front straightaway with one to go. So you guys were in the catbird seat. Did you have any strategy here for the night and entering this whole race? Did you have a plan here tonight, or was it just to try and run up front? No. Oh, without a doubt. A third place run and not driving the car in 3 months, I would say, or 6 months, is a pretty good run and a pretty good racetrack. This is a tough track, staying out of trouble, putting yourself in position. It's easy to get caught in traffic and in a big wreck, right? So, all in all, a good night for yourself. You end up P3. Is there anyone else you'd like to shout out tonight before we leave this off? Well, I appreciate that. I'm very new to this myself, so it's cool, and I've done the league things as well, and it's a different feeling hearing your name being called on a broadcast, even if it is just on YouTube. It's a super cool feeling, and I'm happy to see you get third tonight, man. It was a good run from yourself. You have a good night, man. Thank you. That was your third place finisher, Eric Johnson, everybody, and we're gonna get our second place finisher, Drew Kuhn, in here in just a moment. Drew Kuhn, do you got a copy, bud?
Side of the interview.
Oh
We can
my, I
only
didn't.
hear
Yep,
you. We couldn't
I
hear
didn't.
Eric at all.
That is my fault. I didn't click the thing. I think it should be good
Yeah.
now.
We'll see.
Yeah, I didn't click the desktop audio on. Ugh.
Yeah. So we didn't get Eric's interview at all. Yep. I can hear me now.
Yeah, that's my fault. But well, we're here in second place. They heard me talk, so that's fine, right? Drew Kuhn, you're second. You come home second tonight, just a tenth of a second off the race lead at the checkered flag. You come down the back straight over there. You give Dustin a push with the goal there to get a big run there, or what was the goal off of 4, and what were you planning on doing right there?
The goal off of 4 was just to work together and take the podiums. I wasn't necessarily trying to get first. I was just trying to stay up there and stay clean, cross the finish line in one piece.
Yeah, staying clean and staying in one piece is a huge part of point stays and having a good long season. So without a doubt, a good plan and a good finish for yourself. You come home P2 tonight. Was there a strategy coming into tonight? Was the whole race long, like we saw you up and near the front, we saw you at the back at some point. You drove yourself to the front on the outside lane there. Was the strategy to run up front or kind of hang in the back in the first half of the race?
The strategy was my strategy going into it was just to be patient. In a race like this, there's no sense in trying to win it on the first lap. Be patient. The time will come. Now, when I got stuck on the outside, I didn't have an option but to try to push to get back up front because I would have just fallen all the way to the back. So, but yeah, as far as strategy, just try to maintain some tire on the car and make sure my fuel was right and be patient, and it all worked out in the end.
That it did, Drew. You come home second, a good points day for yourself. I believe you got caught up in that big wreck last weekend down the backstretch, so a good rebound for yourself, I believe
Yeah.
so. So come home P2 tonight. Anyone else you'd like to thank or shout out before we log off tonight?
Uh, Boys at Zero X, of course. Uh, Absolutely love racing, running with them. Uh, and then just shout out Pinnacle Wraps. That's my company, my wrap company. When you run a Pinnacle, you drive distinction, man. You got to look good on the track. So those are my only shout outs. Shout out to you for the broadcast. Do
Yeah,
a good job.
well, thank you. I try my best up here. The technical stuff gets me, as you just saw. um, but yeah, I really do appreciate. I have a lot of fun calling your guys' races, and it's fun to watch you guys out there battle it out for the wins, and checkered flags, and good spots. So you have a good night, man. It was nice seeing you
Yep.
race today.
All right. I want to shout out Robbie, too, for hosting the league, man.
Oh, no, Robert's a great guy. He's a great guy.
Yep.
Have a good night, man.
So, all right, man. Appreciate it. You
Thank
too.
you. Was your second place finisher, everybody. Drew Kuhn in the number 12 Toyota Camry. A pretty good run tonight.
Hey, what's up, Gage?
What is up, Dustin? You are in victory lane tonight. How do you feel? Talk me through that whole race and how you ended up here with a checkered flag in hand.
Man, it's crazy, right? The last couple races had some bad luck in the duels, and then I had some bad luck last week. Got spun early in the race, so sitting last in points needed to do something big. Starting the race, you might have noticed I fell way in the back, and I didn't realize I was having an issue with my brake pedals. There was some brake drag, so I needed to adjust the dead zone on the fly there. Thanks to the shout out to Eric Johnson for helping me out figure that out. And then, yeah, man, we just linked up, got together, had a couple cautions fall our way, got up front, didn't want to give up the track position. We didn't know if a caution was going to come out because it was green for the longest time. And then, yeah, just make sure we had enough fuel there at the end in case a caution did come out, but we didn't need it. Still finished with 6 laps of fuel left. And yeah, man, I'm super pumped. Couldn't have done it without Eric and Drew helping me out. All the guys at Zero X, all putting all the work in. I didn't have time to practice too much, but they helped me find my groove out here tonight.
Yeah, I saw in qualifying, like, I think a second off pace. I was like, well, that's quite odd. I mean, Dustin's pretty good at qualifying usually, so I was a little bewildered at first on what happened. So thanks for clarifying that. But you drove a great race from yourself coming from the back. You were not in the front draft, I believe, at the start of the race. And then you fought your way slowly but surely into the front, took control, and you just really never looked back. I mean, Eric was leading there with a few to go, but you just did a great move on the outside and ended up with a checkered flag tonight. And it's a great rebound from last week, obviously, with the big wreck down the backstretch.
Oh, yeah. And I needed something like that because it's been a while since I put this Chevy in victory lane, and I've been waiting for a win, whether it's hosted or officials, and this is the first one since like December, so it feels really good.
100%, man. I get that. Going on those winless streaks and going up through the highs and lows of even racing, it is tough sometimes. You're wondering, like, what am I doing wrong, right? But tonight, you didn't put a foot wrong. You made all the right moves, and you end up with victory lane. Anyone else you'd like to shout out before we let you go here, Dustin?
Yeah, I got a laundry list here. First, I want to
Okay.
start with you in the with you in the booth. Man, you do a great job up there. I don't know how you do it by yourself sometimes because I get nervous when I'm doing it. But I watch your stuff back, and man, you get excited at the right moments and make it really fun to watch. Then I want to thank all the drivers that come out to this league that Robbie's putting on here. First time racing around a lot of these guys, and you've seen how clean it can be. I was expecting a massive wreck fest tonight, but all the drivers did a phenomenal job holding it together. Like to thank all the teammates for all the hard work and practice week in and week out, putting up with my BS in the Discord all the time. Thanks to all the fans out there supporting Zero X. You can follow us on Facebook or YouTube at Zero X Media and Design. Shout out to Taylor Construction. They were the first along board with us. I don't have their logo on the car right now. Shout out to our partner Carson Youngblood and Youngblood Racing. Go follow him on Facebook because he does the real life legend car races, and yeah, keep up with him. He's doing fantastic. And then last but not least, I want to thank Pinnacle Wraps for making this Chevy look good last week and this week. Way better finished because man, go hit up Pinnacle Wraps, Google it, it'll pop up. Go to Facebook, hit up Drew, he'll get you taken care of. But you see a lot of flashy cars from Pinnacle because when you run a Pinnacle, you drive distinction. That's all I got, man.
Well, you have a good night, man, and you got to check all those things out, people, and who's watching. Those all sound like some good thing, and I've seen a lot of
Oh,
the work. Sorry.
I got one more thing I'd like to
No
say.
problem.
Want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there for this weekend, and a big shout out to my family for watching, and to my mom Emily. Happy Mother's Day. I wish I could be there in Colorado with you, but yep, maybe next year. That's it.
All right, Dustin, that's a good shout out. It's probably good. Some brownie points with the moms, right?
That's right.
Well, you have a good night, man, everyone. This is your first place finisher, your winner tonight at Atlanta, Dustin Rogerson. Have a good night, man.
Thanks. You too, Gage.
Thank you. Alrighty, that is all the broadcasting and interviews for this evening. What a wild race we had tonight. A fun one. We saw a lot of racing tonight. We saw a lot of close racing. We saw a lot of mistakes. Not too many crashes, really. I mean, last week we saw a good amount there at the end, unfortunately. And tonight, thankfully, not a lot of yellows. A lot of clean, good, hard racing. Fuel coming into the play at a plate track. Not what we usually see. And Dustin Rogerson ends up with the checkered flag. We see Drew Kuhn, Eric Johnson having good runs. The number one car, right, qualified on pole, ran solid the whole race. He ends up with the top five. And shout out to Brian Matthews in fifth. That's a great run and a rebound from last week with a lot of damage involved in a lot of the late race incidents. Someone who didn't get a great run tonight, Robert Tester, 18th. You saw him in the wall there at the end in the closing moments. Unfortunate for him. For Wesley Briggs, the 47, a lot of cars out early or did not finish very highly. The 01 of Gaskell, 4 laps down, Gamble in the 45, a good amount of cars 2 laps down. And both the Sharons, 13th and 14th, unfortunate for both those cars. They were players, especially the 21 there at the end. Seeing some good rebounds, some good solid finishes back to back. See Jason Steptoe ended up third at Daytona last weekend. He ends up 8th this weekend. Some really solid runs all around. And some heartbreakers, without a doubt, like with Tester, Briggs. But not a lot of yellows and some hard racing tonight. Some fun racing, some action-packed. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Like, comment, all that good old YouTube stuff. I appreciate you coming out and putting up with my sometimes incompetence. Up here with the technical side of things when it comes to this. I do love doing this. I love all the support that everyone does put into this. It's really awesome to see that. Thank you all. Everyone have a good night. God bless.